Today, we're rediving into a chilling, unsolved mystery that will leave you questioning the boundaries between the physical and the spectral. Imagine living in a house where your bedroom walls seem to whisper secrets of a tragic past, or where footsteps echo not just from the living, but also from those who have passed on. It's not a scene from a horror movie. It's reality. In today's tale, a shadow looms over the present, cast by the events of the past. Join me as we explore the haunting narrative of the House of Screams. Our story takes us to the quiet town of South Paris, nestled in Oxford County, Maine, USA. The year is 1970. The location, a farmhouse on the outskirts of town. For many, this is just another ordinary dwelling, blending into the neighborhood's tapestry. However, beneath this veneer of normalcy lies a history that will send shivers down your spine. In the early 20th century, the farmhouse was occupied by a family whose last name was not publicly revealed for privacy reasons. Little did they know that the walls of their home were about to become silent witnesses to an unimaginable crime. On a fateful evening in November, a young man identified only as John rushed into a local tavern. His face pale, his eyes wide with terror. He frantically shared a chilling tale. He had just returned home to find his entire family brutally murdered. The news spread like wildfire, turning a peaceful night into a nightmare. Local law enforcement officers sprang into action, rushing to the isolated farmhouse on the edge of town. What they discovered inside was beyond comprehension. Upon entering the house, the officers were greeted by a scene straight out of a horror movie. The 6 members of the family, including the parents and their 4 children, were found lying in their beds, lifeless. But the most disturbing aspect of the crime was the manner in which they were found. Each family member was positioned face down as if asleep, their bodies untouched, showing no signs of struggle. It was almost as if they had peacefully drifted off to sleep and never woken up. This macabre sight sent shockwaves through the community. In the midst of this nightmare, John, the sole survivor and eyewitness, became the primary suspect in the case. He recounted a harrowing tale to the police. According to John, he had been awoken by strange voices emanating from downstairs. These disembodied whispers grew steadily louder, eventually compelling him to investigate. When he cautiously descended the staircase, he claimed to have seen his father in the living room standing directly in front of the fireplace, engrossed in something on the hearth. As John descended further into the room, the voice intensified, urging him to witness what his father was doing more closely. Unable to resist its pull, John approached his father, only to be confronted by a horrific sight. His father's head was missing. As the weight of this gruesome discovery settled upon him, John stumbled back, tripping over a rug in the process. At that moment, he recalled hearing a noise coming from the kitchen, and he decided to investigate. But when he entered the kitchen, he saw his mother kneeling beside the sink, with her back towards him. Just as he began to question what was happening, the chilling command echoed in his mind. Turn her around. As he turned his mother around, he was met with the ghastly sight of her headless body. His terrifying ordeal continued upstairs, where he discovered the lifeless bodies of his 3 siblings. Their bodies were cold, suggesting they had been dead for some time. Disturbed by these grim discoveries, John retreated to his room. However, the voice continued to torment him, urging him to check on his younger brother in the basement. As John made his way to the basement, he was again commanded, "Go closer," and as he obeyed, he saw his brother lying motionless on the floor. Now, John's account of the crime raises eyebrows even to this day. His story is a twisted tale of a nightmare, leaving many to question its authenticity. Who was he driven to confess such a bizarre crime by an equally unusual defense mechanism? Or was he indeed telling the truth? Despite John's claims, the police found no evidence of forced entry, no weapons, and no indication of a struggle. It was as if the family had quietly slipped into eternal slumber. The absence of concrete evidence left law enforcement officers baffled. They explored various theories, including the possibility that John had fabricated the entire story. The whispers in the house had driven him to murder his entire family, after which he had arranged their bodies to make it look like an impossible crime. However, as days turned into weeks, the case remained unsolved. The crime scene offered no answers and the motive was unclear. The tight-knit community of South Paris grappled with fear and uncertainty. Rumors swelled, theories abounded, but concrete answers remained elusive. The farmhouse on the edge of town became a symbol of the unknown, a constant reminder of a crime that defied explanation. John's defense of diminished capacity due to mental illness was accepted, and he was sentenced to 10 years in prison, serving 5 before being paroled in 1975. But his release did little to quell the storm of questions surrounding the case. Fast forward to 1985. A new family arrived at the farmhouse, unaware of the dark shadow that lingered within its walls. Their hopes for a fresh start were soon overshadowed by strange occurrences that defied rational explanation. Within a few months, the residents began to experience unsettling phenomena that shook them to their core. Doors slammed violently, even though no one was near them. Unexplainable scratching sounds echoed through the house, particularly in the basement. Footsteps of unseen entities reverberated on the stairs, and whispers brushed against their ears in the dead of night. It was as if the spirits of the previous inhabitants were reaching out to them from beyond the grave. The most spine-chilling incident involved the youngest daughter. She developed a peculiar habit of playing in the basement, often engaging in imaginary play with a shadowy figure she referred to as Mr. Bojangles. The entity was described as a tall, thin man wearing a hat and a coat. Oddly enough, this description matched that of the father from the previous family. The terror escalated when the family noticed a foul, rotten smell permeating through the house. Despite thorough cleaning, the odor persisted. It was as if the stench of decay refused to be erased. Desperate for answers and tormented by the relentless haunting, the family reached out to a spiritual healer named Ed Warren. Warren, renowned for his paranormal investigation. Warren stepped into the haunted house, determined to unravel its mysteries. But what he encountered left him shaken. As he attempted to bless the house with holy water, an ominous voice boomed through the room. "Get out." Startled and uneasy, Warren opted to retreat rather than confront the unseen force. The voice followed him, persistent and menacing. This was a clear sign that he should abandon his investigation. He fled the house, never to return, driven to the brink by the relentless paranormal activity. The family packed their belongings in the dead of night and vanished. The farmhouse was abandoned once again, left to stand as a monument to an unexplained tragedy. With the passage of time, the farmhouse underwent a transformation. The address was changed, the exterior was revamped. But these modifications did little to alter the essence of the place. Those who dared to peek through the newly glazed windows caught glimpses of the past in the structure's very birth. In recent times, rumors have surfaced once again, whispering that the house is not entirely abandoned. Some say a solitary individual resides there, seemingly unafraid of the malevolent presence that lurks within. Others claim that the darkness that took root in 1970 continues to linger, waiting for new victims to claim. This unsolved mystery has left an indelible mark on the annals of crime, offering more questions than answers. Was it a case of pure evil? Did a disturbed mind orchestrate this heinous crime? Or was there an entity at play? Something that haunted the farmhouse long before the tragedy of 1970. We may never know. If you find yourself drawn to tales that blur the line between reality and the supernatural, I invite you to stay tuned for more spine-tingling stories. Your support means the world to me. Together, we can explore the darkest corners of our world and uncover the mysteries that lie within. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Until next time, stay curious and keep an eye out for the shadows. Because sometimes they hold secrets that we were not meant to unearth. Let me know what you think happened here in the comments below. Would you ever visit a house like this? Thanks for watching. See you soon.